Hi everyone, Helena here, and I am delighted, excited, and also honoured to be joined by not one, not two, but three amazing team members from Light Elegance. I mean, I'm spoiled, so we're spoiling you with this amazing video. So, hello to Lexy McLellan, who is the creative director. We have Lezlie McConnell, who is the co-founder and co-owner of Light Elegance, and we have Global Education Director Elaine Watson. So welcome, welcome.
That's quite a mouthful.
It
I
is.
know there's so many, but
And you got us all at one time.
yes, I mean, very, very lucky to have you all on, and thank you for joining us this evening. And thank you so much for your support of North America's star nail artist. So very exciting. Challenge 2 is sponsored by yourselves. But why, what excites you about nail competitions in general? And also, why have you chosen to sponsor North America's Star Nail Artist, or NASNA, as we're calling it?
Do you want to
Well,
start?
I would like to say I love it when techs out there's so many people that have so much talent. Sometimes they get to share it with their clients and everything, but I think it is so exciting when someone pushes themselves and has a challenge and they can showcase their work on a bigger platform. And that's what Scratch Magazine has done for a lot of these techs who sometimes sit there and they're, doing their clients every day going, wow, this challenge, people could see my work. I could inspire people. But also, they're a little nervous, you're a little scared. And I think as any profession, any humans, anytime that we can push ourselves and do something that scares us a little bit, and then once we accomplishment, my gosh, it just makes you stand a little straighter, put a little skip in your step.
Yeah.
And also showing and sharing other people's letting people see what you can do and getting that enjoyment of allowing people to see your work, and it inspires. I think I like this industry because we can all inspire each other, no matter what products you're using, no matter what company you're using. It all comes down to making beautiful fingernails, making your clients and people out there happy, and making you happy as you create. And we thank Scratch for giving a launch pad for this. And it's so much fun to share all that inspiration. So we thank you, and we love Scratch. You guys are so fun to work with. And so when you asked us to do this, there was no doubt in our mind.
Yeah.
No hesitation. None at all. So I just think it's a great opportunity. It's a win-win for not only the techs, but for all of us who get to see and watch what they
And
do.
I'm personally excited about this challenge too, just as a creative director and who does a lot of, the creation here at Light Elegance. To see what they are going to do is always just so amazing. And especially this challenge where it's a little bit, they can really dive into their creativity because there's not one specific theme. It's kind of a think outside the box. Let's see what you can do. I'm super excited to see how outside the box people are going to go and see the creativity of each person. So that's going to be really fun to see.
Amazing. And was it you, Elaine, who was responsible for writing this challenge that is going to help people think
From the
outside?
demented mind of Elaine Watson.
We love to have Elaine, turn Elaine loose on stuff like this.
There is a method, though, to my madness.
There always is. And I
Yeah,
can't
there
hear
is.
it.
I had 10 lovely years as head judge for Nail Olympia in the booth, head booth judge. And one thing I learned watching the competition and the different challenges was that there was never a specific theme placed on the artist. And when you don't kind of force them into a certain theme, you get some amazing things that you would never expect to see. And so when we had to write this challenge, I went, well, I can't just write it and say, do whatever you want. I want to see what you can do, because that was boring. So yeah, the Blink forms kidnapping Elaine from Jim's lab and Lexy and Lezlie on the case. By the way, the Blink forms have let me out for the day. I'm still being held against my will. They just let me do this interview in my office.
I don't know if anybody can hold you back, Elaine.
No, I'm a force to be reckoned with. But I do want to backpack on what Lezlie said about competition. Putting yourself in a very vulnerable place and conquering a fear makes people so much more powerful. And I love that for competitions. I will always back it for that reason, the power that comes from, pushing your boundaries. I hope you can't hear that, Jet.
And sometimes people just watching somebody else do it, they might not sign up for the competition this time, but watching, your fellow people, techs out there doing it, it kind of inspires you. And then they think on it and they think, all right, next time I'm going to do this. So it plants a seed also.
I've already heard a couple of our educators do that where they're like, dang it, I should have maybe done it because it looks so much fun and they're getting inspired. And so I think, it trickles down.
It does.
Yeah, we have educators who have never competed who did it.
I
And I'm
know,
so
and they're
proud.
doing so well.
So proud of them for going outside their comfort zone and being so vulnerable and doing it.
Yeah, and just back to what you were saying, Lezlie, at the start, that you know what, it's about creating beautiful fingernails. So while we have our amazing sponsors on board that are so kindly providing products, it's opening these products up to people that have never used them before, and it's getting them to try different things. And most importantly, trying different techniques, learning about how those products work, learning about different cure times, different speeds. It's the point of nail competitions is to learn to push yourselves to grow, and anything else is kind of a bonus, really, isn't it?
It is, because you could be a person who says, I never want to do that. And there are people, and that's okay. There's those people that say, I never want to be in a competition, but they watch this and, like you said, they learn something. To learn a tip or a trick, or like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you could do that. What a great tip for me. So there's so many facets in this. And just if you're the shy one that never wants to be in a competition, that's okay. Watch it and you're going to learn so much for your clients and to inspire yourself there within the salon.
Absolutely. And talking about new products and trying new things, the challenge that has been set for Challenge 2 is based around blink forms, which is one of the newest products. I mean, you've had some amazing innovations in 2024, but blink forms is one of the newest ones. So tell us about what they are and what they do.
No, let Elaine go on this. This girl loves them.
This is a cool I want to say, first of all, we didn't invent something crazy and new. It's just something that has come and gone through history and didn't land at the right place. It was too soon. People weren't ready for it. Now we have so many amazing products and chemistry out there that we're able to bring back some inventions that maybe didn't work back in the day when we didn't have the safe chemicals we have today, or we didn't have these amazing bonders that we have today. So this blink form is basically your idea of doing a reverse sculpture. So instead of putting a form under the nail and sculpting on top of the form, what you're doing is you're putting your product inside the form, you're placing it onto the nail, you're curing it or letting it cure if it's acrylic, and you're popping it off and you have a nail. And the thing that I like about this is it's helping new technicians who are nervous about using sculpting forms and having to fit them perfectly, take away that fear of doing a beautiful nail when they're not comfortable on the structural side. We have so many amazing artists out there decorating nails, but we still have this group of new techs coming out of nail schools who feel vulnerable, nervous about using forms, sculpting. We don't have the amount of distributors we used to have and in-person classes like they did when I was starting nails. So I love that we have new, easy innovations that aren't shortcuts, right? They speed up the process, but they end with a beautiful, structurally sound nail that is perfect for decoration. It's not a shortcut. It's just helping us get to a place where we can compete financially, make more money, save time in our books, and do our jobs to our skill levels and, to the level I would want walking out the door with my name on it, but just saving some time.
too, Elaine, it's not just for the new people. There's a lot of people
Oh
who've been
yeah.
techs for years that struggle,
Mhm.
Yep.
forming. You hear that all the time. It's a fear with
So
everyone
true.
almost. So this is for not only beginners, new people, but people who've been in the industry a long time. And I think it can speed you up a little bit. And
Well,
that whole
watching you do those videos, Elaine,
It's
like
so fun.
I couldn't, because
So
I had
fun.
heard about the Blink forms and I was like, this was before they were called Blink forms, but we were playing with them. And when I watched Elaine do the first one and it popped
Yeah.
off, and I was like, it's magic. Like this is
It's
insane. People are going to go insane about this product.
It's true.
Yeah. And combine it with our amazing gels and even our
Yes,
Apex
yeah,
acrylic.
exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
it's the combination, right? It takes
Yeah.
the pairing. You can have one or the other be great. Or, like you got to have both be great. They're amazing. I love it. I still love it. I cannot wait to judge these competitors just because I'm gonna have to keep going. You're judging. I'm gonna be such a nail tech going, I want to see what they did. I can't wait to see what they did.
Yeah.
And I'll
That's
have to remind myself I gotta judge.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Stay
Well,
focused.
the beauty of this competition, and this is something we talked about in the first video, is that it's not just the creative element, but there's a video element as well. And because to be a star nail artist, we believe that it's very important that you can not just do the skill, but that you can raise your own profile as well. And it's so important to be able to showcase your creativity on social media by creating video content, because otherwise you almost get left behind a little bit sometimes if you can't put your skills out there and you can't showcase them to the world. So that's a
Mhm.
really important element. And now I know Light Elegance is huge on videos. Your YouTube channel is amazing. It's fantastic. And Lexy and Lezlie always bring us so much joy whenever we get a new release about a new Light Elegance product. You two have always done a fantastically engaging video on your YouTube channel that we're like, right, we're going to link to that. We can't wait to showcase it. So,
Oh, good.
what are your top video tips for our contestants who a lot of them are kind of dabbling with this for the first time? What are your top tips for showcasing products and talking about them on camera?
Oh, that's a good one.
You're good at this.
I think I think it's a combination of showing your face and being comfortable talking and showing the judges who you are. I actually prefer some of the videos that show them and I can kind of get to know them through this process. And then also equal parts displaying their nails. Showing the process, showing like a tutorial, I think the final shots are really important to see the whole hand together. But I think it's that balance of show me who you are. I want good quality lighting. I want to see your face. I want you to explain it articulately. And then I also want really good quality nail shots. And whether you don't show the whole, step by step of what you do, but maybe just some highlights or the journey or the process of storytelling, maybe through how you got your nail designs. So I think there's that balance there for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It may even confuse them. And I addressed it in our Facebook community for the competition that in our brief, it says about not showing your face, but I actually corrected why I put that. As a judge, when I open our database to look at the work and judge it, I'm still Elaine that I don't want to know who you are until I've looked at your work and giving you, because I'm used to judging without seeing a face. And the challenge I had in the first challenge was they immediately started their videos on their face. So the still image of the video in the database, you could see the person. So I kind of had to do a don't look, and go right to the pictures and anonymously judge before I dug into the video where you obviously can see. So in the database, I've asked the professionals, just do a thumbnail at the start, some sort of entry image, and then go into, I want to see you talk to the camera, introduce yourself. This is your moment. And then, as Lexy says, build your story, show us how you've done it.
Yeah.
We want to use these videos. and
Yes.
images as
Yeah.
content.
Well, and
This
get
is
creative with the storytelling. I feel like you could do more than just sit there and talk about it.
Right.
If you want to throw up different mood board visuals or show us the journey of how you got to where, and get creative with that. Like you said, it's just the mind blowing creativity of whatever you want to do, however out there you want to get and how crazy. I'm excited to see that journey with everybody.
Because there is a process, and it is
Mhm.
fun for people to hear the process and how everybody comes up. I think that's one of the first questions people get asked, how did you
Yeah.
come up with that?
Yeah.
Or what, and it helps to hear somebody's journey.
It does. I love it.
Right,
I think it's fun.
An insight.
This is
into
going to be
it.
content candy for us.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Content candy.
We're going to
We love
support and
content candy.
share.
Well,
Yeah.
I love it because this challenge allows them to be so artistic. I think what I love about the nail industry and nail techs is that some of their ideas and their imagination is just off the wall. You never know what you're gonna get. And you could think something like we saw in challenge one with the haunted house challenge. You think you're going to get a generic haunted house. And then the way that some of the thought processes were was just quite astounding. And it was the videos and the
Yeah.
write-ups that came with the
Mhm.
photos. Because and again in the last video we said this when we analyzed the first challenge, because we were like looking at the picture, you're like, I don't get it. Then you hear the write-up and why those things have been done. And it was such an important element
Yeah.
in helping us to understand why this creation worked and what the inspiration was. And some of the ideas were just crazy, but in the best way. And that's
Yeah.
what I love.
A couple
I
of
love that
competitors,
too.
lit up the windows. If you
Yeah.
just had still images, that's hard to capture. But
Mhm.
having the videos and the write-ups really made you see, oh, those windows are lit up. It's pretty cool to have them go that far out there.
Yeah.
So cool. So all of those elements deserve a great amount of time and attention. I also love the idea of and I think we saw it in a couple of videos in the last challenge of just using the almost like the time lapse and talking over that just to speed areas up. You know, we want to know how the products work and how you've used the products, but I think at the same time, we don't need to see a full 30-minute application or sculpt.
Highlight.
It can just, it could
Go on
be
straight to the good stuff.
yeah, we just want to see that. And there's just so many ways you can be inventive. But the beauty of the challenges as they progress is that people can experiment with different filters, techniques, video styles. So they're not just growing their technical skill in terms of nails, but they're growing their technology skill, I guess, with the video. But have you got because this challenge, like I said, is quite broad, but it's centered around the blink forms. Have you got any advice on their use or how to make the most of them?
I do.
Yeah,
My advice is don't go running just to YouTube, because I didn't find as great a content on YouTube as I did on Instagram, of all places. There are some areas in the world that the artists are quite amazing in the things that they do. I'm lucky I've gone to Europe and all those areas, even Asia, Russia, doing judging. And there's an area of the world where they get fantastically creative. And I've been seeing videos using generic dual forms where I'm still mind blown by the things they can do. And I was watching those leading up into us doing our photo shoot, which was just to be a how-to. But the few competitors who have asked me for any advice, generic advice, I've said, just go to Instagram. Once you start finding those videos, the algorithms will throw you more. There's a lot of really amazing, mind-blowing, I didn't know you could do that with this type of form out there to help feed and grow whatever ideas you have going. That would be my suggestion, is don't just exhaust yourself going to YouTube. Go to Instagram.
Awesome.
Always fun to see what's out there.
Yeah.
Get lots of good education.
There
It's fun.
is.
And the nice thing about it is you can use any one of the Light Elegance products, whether you are a Lexy line hard gel user, whether Jimmy Gel is your favorite, buttercreams, or your soak off. With Apex, you can use it with acrylics. So you don't have any limitations either. And that's really nice. So you get to use your favorite products in the Light Elegance line.
Yeah. And encouraging you guys to try different ones and see what works best for you too. Like, don't be afraid to dive in and try different viscosities, try different flexibilities and see what does work for you and for your design.
Yeah.
The cool thing about these reverse forms is you can build a nail from the top down. without even having a human there yet. You know, the first coat can be your top coat. The next coat can be intricate, you know, buttercreams, designs, work, building up and keeping it thin and building it up and getting different designs kind of in there. And then your final layer is your attachment layer. It's the wet part that sticks to the nail. So that's when the human comes into play and you put the forms on, you know, the competitor's model. So I'm hoping and looking forward to some intricate layers.
Yay, yes.
Yeah.
I am too. It's fun. Especially with all the great colors we have and the glitters, and all of the art stuff. So the sky's the limit when you're using the Light Elegance products. I do have to say that.
Absolutely. Oh, and you also kindly gifted each of our challengers that are competing in the second challenge a lovely goodie bag. Can you just reveal what was in that goodie bag, as well as the blink forms, which they need to use?
I may be able to be the best one to do this off of memory, although I think I probably have the worst memory in the group.
I think there's some unboxing videos around.
We have this amazing makeup bag. I call it makeup bag because now I've got nail stuff in it and I've got makeup stuff in it. But we have these really cute Light Elegance bags that we've filled with so much. There's Lexy line in there. There's P+, there's buttercreams. We also did some tools. We did our RBF flask.
Oh, people love that, by the way. I've seen a couple of videos on just
rubber. The rubber
we
mat.
We have the greatest logo of anybody, I have to say. Absolutely.
Look, I'm pulling mine up. The rubber mat is the cool, our gift bag, I think as a nail tech would have made me so excited, not just to have the right items to do this competition, but just a nail tech in general. It's, you know, kid in a candy store.
Oh, and just to give you guys a tip listening too, that mat's great to mix colors because it is silicone. So use it as a palette. And do not be afraid to make your own colors. I really encourage that. You can mix any of our buttercreams or our P+s together. So feel free to go to town and mix up your own colors. I love when people do that.
Amazing. Oh, some great tips, amazing words of advice. Thank you all so much for joining us and for sponsoring NASNA and Challenge 2. I don't know about I just can't wait to see what people are going to come up with this very creative challenge.
And I just want to say to anybody to do this too, for not only us as a sponsor to be able to be a part of this, but to give all these nail techs out there a place to showcase their stuff and to push themselves. So we do thank Scratch for that.
Guys.
And thank you for thinking of us.
Thank you. And I just want to say to any of your viewers who are not competitors, you know, this is the month of November. We have a very special holiday, Thanksgiving. We like to hear how you want to give thanks or what you do to give thanks. But in order for us to give thanks to you too, we always have our most amazing sale on Black Friday. And of course, we'll be doing that again. So if you're curious about the things I've shown, the things we've talked about,
or all the new stuff that
jump over to lightelegance.com.
That is a great tip.
Amazing. And don't forget to follow Light Elegance HQ on Instagram as well, and YouTube channel. Like I said earlier, I was like, it's a great YouTube channel. So
thank you.
Following. So I love your videos. It's great. And thank you all so much. And thanks for sponsoring Challenge 2. And hopefully we'll regroup where we can chat about the creations.
And good luck.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
Thank you.